Alrighty guys, so don't question me about this video. A couple years ago, I flew America's worst airline, so you didn't have to, with this family getting checked for their bags. And just last year on spring break, I did it again, but with 3 planes and 3 flights. So, I also got into questioning a little bit. What are America's worst airlines in 2026? Well, I decided to look that up. So I went on Google and looked up America's worst airlines in America 2026, and it happened to be American Airlines and Frontier Airlines. So, alright, let's go. We're now arriving at DFW Airport to get to our flight, and it's one of the biggest airports ever. We went up to the Frontier check-in desk to check a bag once again, and to also get our tickets, which happens to be on our phones instead of printing, but whatever. Now here we go through security. With the government shutdown, I thought security was going to be extremely packed, but no, it's actually pretty nice. Took us about 30 minutes just to get through security, which is probably shorter than I anticipated.
That's what she said.
So after clearing security and doing all TSA, well, this happened. No pat down needed. Except I got my hood checked, but that doesn't really matter anyway. We're at Skylink's southern entrance on Terminal E. So this is Terminal E right here. We're at one of its restaurants because, well, I'm hungry. Because I didn't have breakfast yet. But still, it's a pretty nice terminal. While I was drinking my coffee through a straw, I've been curious about what's going to happen during the next flight. Then we're over at our gate, which is E20, which we're going to be boarding Frontier Airlines. So a little bit of more about Frontier Airlines before they board the plane. They are a budget airline, just like Spirit, but it's like Spirit's older stepbrother or something like that. And just like Spirit, everything costs money. So I looked at the reviews and they are slightly concerning. I went on to TripAdvisor to look at the reviews, and they have a 2 out of 5 star rating review, and they have more terrible reviews than excellent. Keela, or whatever her name said, just says it's just horrible. Emmett says that there was a rude male flight attendant on board. Lauren said there was just very rude service. Melissa just says it was terrible in general. This person says unless you have 5'5" or under something, then yeah. Jessie had to pay $99 for a carry-on. TSA security went shopping in her suitcase. Madison said it was not kid-friendly. And this person said more than one way to skin a coat. Yeah, I am slightly concerned, but hey, it's Frontier, so it was the only flight that was straight through. Alright, this is a little PSA announcement. Speaking of Spirit, on the day that I'm recording this clip, Spirit Airlines went bankrupt. Yeah, it went bankrupt on May 2nd of this year. So, that's fun. And I'm sorry that this video has not been posted yet. So, yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and get back to the video. I hope y'all guys are enjoying the video so far. I decided to go ahead and eat my breakfast sandwich before we headed on the flight. It was a sausage biscuit from Auntie Anne's. And no, it was not from the Wendy's. We were so far away from our gate. So, and I removed the egg because I'm allergic to them. But while we were about getting ready to board, and this happened. Yeah, I think we all just got played. Okay, do not ask me what just happened in the video, but if you've been following my channel for a while, you could see why. So, I'll put a link to the video of that thing, of that 6-7 edit in the description below. So, or it's right here. So, alright, well now we're going back. A lot of people were getting their bags checked for some reason, but we were about ready to move. Good morning, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Right there. No, thank you.
You're welcome. Time to fly Frontier Airlines for the first time in my lifetime. I'm slightly concerned. Always touching the plane for good luck. Good morning. At least they acknowledged me. Now the butt cushion was alright, I guess, but the seat back was actually pretty uncomfortable. No shocker required here. But the knee room, oh my gosh, it was barely noticeable. But I guess it was alright comparing to what Spirit was like a long time ago. Look at this knee room. I was sitting in the back of the plane in this video. And look at this. This was from the last Spirit Airlines video. No knee room. But at least the feet room was alright. It's good. But the armrests were small.
That's what she said.
Like, very small. I meant like very, very small.
That's what she said.
But they don't recline, as always. But in the next flight, we're going to be having that feature. At least the AC and overhead reading lamp was working just fine. Especially when we go into Florida and there's going to be a lot of heat, so... Alright, before we get in the air, I want to go ahead and share my thoughts about the seat and the overall review real quick. First of all, the seats are just like Spirit. They are uncomfortable. Second of all, knee room is barely noticeable, but it's average. And third of all, I thought the tray tables were going to be smaller, but apparently they're average.
If you have a big butt, it doesn't work.
What?
I said if you have a big butt, it's hard to get in the aisle.
I guess you're kind of right, but still. Anyways, this should be a good flight. A few minutes later, we were leaving our gate to head to the runway, but we had to stop for a few seconds, and guess what? We stopped and waited again. But we had to wait for takeoff clearance. We were holding short of runway 717 left. But anyways, prior to that, we are now ready for takeoff. Now we're finally getting close to our cruising altitude. I decided to take a look around here. And the storage pocket is actually really nice and pretty big too. So I decided to take a look at the safety pamphlet. And what do you know? It has good information in it because you might never know. And as soon as we got to our cruising altitude, close, the flight attendants began their service. So that meant I could go ahead and get out the flybar menu, and just like Spirit, everything costs money, including water. And yeah, it's just like Spirit's little brother. Take a look at Spirit. It's the same thing. Water is paid for too. Now the tray tables, pretty average in size. I thought they were going to be way smaller.
That's what she said.
But since this is probably a newer aircraft, then the tables are probably bigger.
That's what she said.
Unlike this Spirit flight not too long ago that we had to deal with in the last video, but yeah. So I decided to go ahead and put my water in my sandwich here. But if you don't want to be paying $4 for a bottle of water, make sure you get some from the airport and the terminal. So while I was eating my sandwich biscuit thing, or whatever you want to call it, I just had a feeling that the next flight was going to be, surprisingly, probably more comfortable than this flight. So I decided to watch a movie, and yes, they are downloaded because I don't know if Frontier has Wi-Fi, but if they do, it probably costs a lot of money. And this is the point of the flight when my back is starting to kill me because of these uncomfortable seats. Alright, I'll be quiet just for a few seconds so you can take a not so great view. Alright, we're about almost halfway there to Tampa. I'm gonna go ahead and share my thoughts about the flight so far. First of all, the seat is killing my back, and I don't even know how people think this is comfortable. my back is starting to hurt, and I think it might have back problems. Second of all, everything costs money, like literally everything. I don't know if this place has Wi-Fi, but if it does, it's probably going to cost a lot of money, and uh, and the food costs a lot. So, if you have your own food or own beverages you want to bring on a plane, I highly recommend that because drinks and food cost money, and not to mention bringing a carry-on costs money. That's why you can see there is a lot of space in this overhead bins, but they're barely full because they charge you so much for it. After all that yapping I just did, now it's time to go use the restroom, so I went to the back of the plane to use it. And it's actually pretty average. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's alright. Headroom was pretty good too. But the running water was running very smoothly. So I went back to my seat on this Airbus A321neo, and it has emergency exits on the side too. I did not know what this thing was until I saw it on Instagram, but apparently it's a divider to prevent terrorist attacks because the captain's probably using the restroom, but it got me concerned. Here's a little update around the road. Fun. But anyways, while I was talking about that divider, apparently they put it in the plane, so just in case one of the pilots had to go use the restroom or take a break, they will have to put that divider up so no one can have access to the cockpit, to the flight deck, whatever it's called. And then one of the cabin crew members has to stand in front of it so no one can get through. It's just probably a good thing because, let me rephrase that, it is a good thing because after the attacks of 9/11, they started enhancing more security risks. So that's my reason why. Don't come at me in the comments. I'm entitled to my own opinion. So, anyways, let's get back to the video. So, anyways, we were still pretty far away from Tampa, but I think we were starting to make a descent towards Tampa. Alright, so we just got word from the flight deck that we're about 30 minutes outside of Tampa, but it's probably like 25 minutes now because it's been like somewhat minutes since he made that announcement. So we're going to be arriving in Tampa in a few short minutes. As we were making our approach to Tampa, the seatbelt sign has been turned on, and the flight attendants are trying to make their last run-throughs to pick up any trash that passengers may have forgotten. And also, I started to see land a little bit, so that meant we were probably now arriving in Florida, which my guess will soon be arriving enough as we will make a final turn to the runway because of the Bay Area over here, so that makes sense. And as soon as we started making our approach, we're coming in for landing, and this was the bumpiest. Oh, whoa. Thank you, you too. Time to enjoy sunny Florida for about almost a week. We arrived at Tampa Airport's Airside E, which mostly serves all Frontier flights and Delta flights. And in this clip, we almost missed our train, but this was the only one that was running at this airside. If we missed it, then we were going to have to wait a couple more minutes. Anyways, we were heading to the main landside terminal via People Mover, whatever it's called, but this airport is quite huge. After deboarding the train, we went ahead and get our checked bags and spent our time in Florida. As I was enjoying my vacation for 6 days, this takes about 5 seconds for y'all. Like all vacations, they all need to come to an end, so we were making our way back to Tampa International Airport via toll road. And I'm sorry it was dark, so you couldn't see the sun. But we're now here, and we're going over to the blue section. I'm mostly a red departure and arrival, but not this time. We are a blue departure. It is time to fly American Airlines. We're over here checking a bag again, so that makes sense. And we went up to the 3rd floor here to take a tram over to our gate. Yes, at Tampa International, there are trams that take you to your gate. So I still had a little bit of trouble with this, but it was alright. And we will now take the tram over to airside F. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused with these airsides here, so forgive me. And as we were making our approach to airside F, I decided to do something real quick. I'm just kidding. Security line was not terrible, but it was great. But something happened at security. So, after we got through security, our bags had to be checked. Well, not mine, but my mom's, but it was alright. It was just an empty styrofoam water bottle anyway. If you've never been to Tampa Airport's Airside F, this is where almost to all international flights are at Tampa Airport. So yeah, after getting a little something from the convenience store that they have, I decided to take a look at our plane, which is another Airbus A321, which, in my opinion, is kind of one of my favorite aircrafts. So yeah. Alright, we got about like 30 minutes until we have to board. I'm going to tell you a little bit about American Airlines. It's kind of the same. It's not really a budget airline. It's like one of the biggest airlines in all of America and the whole world. But when I read the reviews, I was kind of having mixed reviews. Unlike Frontier, American Airlines has a 3 out of 5 star rating review, and it still has more terrible reviews than good. Haley says it had just had a terrible experience. Kent said it had a disappointment and hostile. Ray said someone was lying about the overhead carry-on space. Lucas said it had horrible customer service, and this guy said it was just pathetic. Delays and no help for communication. First experience with American Airlines, which I don't think he'd like. Delays, cancellations, try to avoid, and yada yada. Yeah, I'm a little concerned, but I'm actually kind of excited about American because I haven't flown it in like 4 years. Almost an hour later, they were finally boarding our aircraft so we decided to get in line for our boarding, and we were group 5 because, well, that's the latest one. And finally, alright, thank you. Time to fly American Airlines. I'm slightly concerned, but also excited at the same time. I'm always touching the plane for good luck. But apparently that luck would probably be a good thing because we had to stand and wait here for so long. So, yeah. Good morning. They acknowledged. So I finally have a middle seat again. And checking the butt cushion, it's alright. But the back seat was actually pretty comfortable. And the headrest too. Oh my gosh, there's a headrest. Yeah, it is adjustable too. Unlike Frontier and Spirit. It also flaps too. That's good. Unlike Frontier, which they have really, and I mean really uncomfortable seats, and Spirit too. But the knee room, oh my gosh, this is probably the best knee room I've ever had in my life. Because it's just that good. Unlike the last flight, which it was average, but it was not the best knee room in my experience here. But also, this was also the worst knee room that I've ever had. I was sitting in the back of the plane for this video here. Because, well, yeah. And looking at the armrest, which actually is really nice. And the seat reclines too, which is actually nice. Unlike Frontier, which is they're very small. And Spirit, which I think they're even more smaller than any of them. Now, I want to show you how this thing works here. You take the headrest here, set it to your preferred setting, recline the seat back, which it's not reclining that far, but still, it works good. AC and overhead reading lamp was all good, because you need AC on these planes anyways because of that. And also, for the first time in forever, a window. But I'm not going to be using this one because I'm going to have somebody sitting right next to me. And the overhead bin space was not the best in my opinion, but it's still carried bags and stuff. Unlike Spirit, which they have more room for bags even though they charge so much for it. Alrighty, here is my review so far. First off, These seats are a little bit more comfortable. It does have adjustable headrest, and the seats do recline like I showed it a little bit a while ago. Second of all, this does have a power bank, which I'll be showing you that in a little bit. And yeah, I think everything's just better in American Airlines. Well, sort of, other than the reviews, but yet still, it still has some perks. So we shall be ready to get going here in just like 20 to 30 minutes or something like that. Our flight was now making its way towards the runway, and we had to stop for a few minutes to let some planes take off from this runway. I don't even know what runway number it is, but it's just a runway. And a few minutes later, we turned on the runway, getting lined up for departure. I'm pretty sure we had a hold here for like a few minutes, but I'm not really too sure about anything anymore. But anyways, this is my view from the middle seat as we are about to take off. But a few seconds later, the engineer powers the plane off, and we are ready for takeoff. We're close to our cruising altitude now, so this is about a good time to take a look around what's going on here. It's time to look at the safety pamphlet of this Airbus A321. And just like Frontier and all the Airbus planes I've flown, this one's actually pretty useful, like always. And also, I always like to check out the back for life safety, for life vests and whatnot. And the flight attendants are starting to begin their service for the economy passengers. Yay. So I looked at the menu and realized there is no menu. So I guess that means that I can take a look at this little phone holder here. Well, it's not really a phone holder, but you can use it to for your iPads and stuff, or if you want to watch movies. Now let's check out the tray table here. Now this one is completely average here. It's normal. But the only thing that was not normal was this dried up blood stain or coffee stain, but I'm not quite too sure, but I was a little bit concerned here. Snacks on the plane were 2 Biscoff cookies and a water from the airport. The lady next to me didn't want her Biscoff cookie, so she gave it to me, and also my mom didn't want her, so she gave mine to me. So yeah. And I decided to check out the Wi-Fi because, well, I heard there was free Wi-Fi on here. So I went on my phone and connected the Wi-Fi like always. It says unsecure network, and it takes me to a little website here that wants me to connect to the internet here. And it just says all this. And it shows up just movies and stuff here. About how many hours we have on the flight. Then I looked at the Wi-Fi, and of course it has to have money. But I looked over the free services, and AT&T members get new free Wi-Fi while on board, including browsing, which is quite concerning, but hey, it's an advantage for me because I have it. And I use this time to watch movies. And yes, they are still downloaded, but now I just don't care anymore because I can go on YouTube. So yeah. At this point of the flight, my back would normally be starting to kill me, but it's actually quite comfortable right at this time. Alright, I'll just shut up so you can just take this view real quick. Alrighty guys, I just want to go ahead and give you a review on what's going on with the flight right now. First of all, actually pretty good on the Spirit Frontier. The seats are actually really comfortable. My back is not killing me anymore. Unlike that. Seatbelt sign just turned back off because we were experiencing a little bit of turbulence. So that being said, I love the free Wi-Fi that they have for AT&T members because that's a little advantage for me because I use AT&T. So yeah, we should be arriving at Dallas Fort Worth in about an hour or so. I just checked because of the Wi-Fi. And also, set rest. pretty comfy. Time for a bathroom break. So I went into the bathroom here, and it's quite normal. It's the same as almost every flight on an airplane, Airbus A321, none of that. Headroom was okay. Running water, it's always running. I went back to my seat here and decided to take in the view one last time before we started to make our descent into Fort Worth. And then all of a sudden the cabin lights start to come on, which I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure the flight attendant or the automated person was talking about our approach into DFW, but still, we were coming in. We're now coming into our final approach to Dallas-Fort Worth. I'm excited to get back home. It's always good to be back home, especially from a 6-day vacation that you had to deal with people that you don't like. But still, I'm glad to be back home. As we were turning onto our final approach to runway 17 right, I decided to take in the view one last time from the air as we were coming in. And just a few short minutes later, we were about 100 feet from the ground, almost less than 100 feet, and soon coming in for a landing. Since DFW is one of its largest hubs for American Airlines, we had to wait for a long time to get on our gate. Almost like 20 minutes, almost 30 minutes to get to our gate. And a few seconds later, we stopped and waited. And waited even more. Like, I almost just got up, but I didn't want to get in trouble for that. But in a few minutes later, we were now approaching to our gate. And then that means we could finally get off the plane. And finally, we were now approaching our gate. And do not make fun of me for this next clip. I was just so tired. I just wanted to get home immediately.
Thank you.
See ya. I'm home, finally. Hey, what's up? So, now here's the review for it. Now, let's start with Frontier. Frontier, it wasn't a bad flight. It was not a good flight either. There was a screaming baby behind me that, well, it only took him like after takeoff to get quiet, but still. Seats were uncomfortable. Knee room was barely noticeable. Leg room was alright. But the staff were completely friendly. I meant like completely friendly on all these flights. It's not what the review said. There was no rude male flight attendant. It was child friendly. And that's mostly all I can think of. Mostly everything was good about that flight. But on the downside is everything costs money. You have to pay for water. If you want to have food or water while on the plane, get some from the terminal. And now, on to American. Probably the best experience I've ever had. In my opinion, y'all guys can have y'all's own opinion. The seats were comfortable. There was a recliner. It had adjustable headrest, so you don't have to worry about your neck having problems. And there was free Wi-Fi that you didn't have to pay for AT&T people. And also, I liked the free Biscoff cookies that they had there. But we did suffer a little bit of minor turbulence. Now, my favorite part, the landing. Frontier's landing was bumpy, like very bumpy. I mean, there was some winds coming into Tampa, we were not expecting it. Now, American, it was actually pretty nice. So, I'm gonna take American as the winner in this video because it was just a better flight. It had better seats, better almost everything, and that's my opinion. Y'all guys can have y'all guys' own opinion, but anything mean, then I'll deal with that. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you enjoyed the video, and also comment some more ideas for new videos because I'm starting to run out. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.